3631 Tactical. Today I want to talk about drawing from concealment. Alright, so first we'll talk about drawing from something like a t-shirt. Now the most important thing is to get that garment out of the way. If I go to draw my gun and I get the gun and I get a fistful of shirt as I'm presenting it to the target, there's a good chance the gun becomes dislodged from my hand, or at the very least I'm not going to have a good grip. And shooting a pistol, the grip is the foundation. That's really important that we have a good grip. So the way I like to do it is to grab the shirt with both hands, really rip it out of the way high. My support side hand is going to keep the shirt high here out of the way. My strong side hand, my thumb here, is going to find the gun by just riding down the side of my body. I'm using my body as a reference point, sliding right down into the gun. Gun comes out, I get my grip like I normally do, present it to the target, and engage. So remember, the key is to get that garment out of the way, use your hand and body as a reference point, get your grip, gun comes out, and present it to the target. All right, let's try it live fire, and we'll put ourselves on the timer. Time on that was 2:15, 2:15. 3 shots in 2.15 seconds. Alright, so now we're going to talk about how to draw from concealment when you got some type of jacket on. Anytime I have a jacket like this, I always have my gun inside the waistband holster, but my shirt is always tucked in so that I can get to it. I can sweep the garment and get to the gun. If I'm going to go inside of a store or go wherever where I'm going to take my jacket off, it's not hard to untuck that shirt discreetly before you take the jacket off. So that's how I do it. It'd be kind of hard to sweep your jacket and pull a t-shirt up and then get your grip and then present the gun. It's kind of a lot of steps, so that's why I carry it this way. But the same thing like the t-shirt, it's really important to get the garment out of the way. If I go to get the garment out of the way and I don't, I get my gun, I draw the gun, and I got a fistful of jacket, fistful of gun. When I go to extend the gun out, at the very least, I'm gonna have a bad grip. At the very worst, maybe if I'm going really fast, maybe it dislodges the gun completely from my hand. So we have to make sure that we get this garment out of the way. And the way I like to do that is to really smack the garment hard and turn my body a little bit. If I turn my body and do this, the garment really clears the gun. Really clears the gun. And then I use the same technique. I take my thumb and hand and I just slide it right down the side of my body and get my grip. The gun comes out and then I can engage the threat. All right, let's go live. Again, we'll put ourselves on the timer. Time on that was almost exactly the same. 2:14, 2:14. 3 shots in 2.14 seconds. All right, now this video is important for everybody who's a CPO holder who never practices drawing their gun from concealment. So many people go to these indoor ranges where there's this nice little kind of bench and they got their gun up there and their ammo and they load the gun up, right? And they do this and they take their time and they do some marksmanship shooting and they put the gun back down on the bench and they reload, and they never actually practice drawing the gun from concealment. They never practice getting that garment out of the way. It's very, very important, because if that's how you carry the gun, concealed, and that's the configuration it's going to be in when you're trying to defend yourself, if you never practice doing this, I guarantee you're going to have some kind of hang up. You're not going to get the garment out of the way. You're going to be doing one of these numbers, trying to struggle to get the gun out. So it's very important for CPO holders to practice this. Also, law enforcement people, you're law enforcement and you're off duty, you carry your gun concealed. Practice, know how to get it out from concealed. Maybe on duty you work surveillance or some kind of UC type of assignment, and you again have your gun concealed and need to be able to get it out from concealment. Practice these things. Don't just think, I'll be okay, because you probably won't. The best time to practice this stuff is now, when you're on the gun range, when you have time to train. When you're in the midst of that gunfight is not the time to be figuring stuff out. Just one quick tip about safety. If you're going to practice these techniques, please practice them dry. Make sure your weapon's clear, or get a training gun. Practice this dry a whole lot until you feel really comfortable with it. But when you do go live, make sure you're really being conscious of how you're reholstering the gun. I draw the gun out, I take my shots. When it's time to reholster, I'm gonna take my support side hand and I'm gonna lift the garment out of the way, and I'm gonna keep my hand pressed up against my body so that I don't make any mistakes. I'm gonna bring the gun back, I'm gonna holster it, and then I can, cover it up. A lot of people, especially if they have an inside the waistband holster that's not rigid, like something like a nylon or leather that's collapsible, they'll bring the gun back and they'll end up doing this. They'll use their support side hand to lift the garment out of the way as they're bringing the gun back to the holster. And what do? I end up pointing the gun right at my own hand. And remember, if you like videos like this, check us out at 3631 Tactical on YouTube, or check us out at 3631tactical.com if you're interested in a Michigan CPL class. Thanks for watching.